Okay, thank you for the intro song. Now, good morning, friends. Good morning. Thank you so much. Respected dignitaries on the dais, the chairman, the executive director, associate director, and the popular principal, Dr. P.S.K. Patra. Um, good morning to you all too. And respected teachers, who are the building blocks for the students, and hello to all you friends out there. So congratulations to today's winners, all those who got these beautiful medals, and congratulations to those who didn't stand on the podium today. Whether you've won a medal or not, you're all winners. In the long run, your active and continued participation in sports and athletics would pay you rich dividends in terms of fitness, well-being, and happiness. So when I was in 9th standard, I asked my principal. She was a very good speaker, but she used to bring a script to her speeches. I asked her, ma'am, you're so well in speaking, so why are you bringing a script? She told me, Sangeeta, see, when I bring a script, I complete the speech in 10 minutes. If I don't bring a script, it takes me half an hour. From then, I decided, okay, this is the reason I'm going to give for bringing a script to the speeches. And then, when I was told that I have to deliver a speech at Sports Day today, I started wondering what I should say. Usually when I go to schools as a chief guest, I talk about how sports is important in your day-to-day life, how it improves your fitness, how it improves your teamwork. But you guys are from college, you already know that. Then I thought I should tell how every student should balance sports and academics, and the fact that sports plays an important role in improving your academic scores. But again, you guys know that. Oops, now I face a problem. You guys are in college and you are from the millennial generation. I hope you guys know what millennial generation means, right? It's the generation Y, the students who were born on or after 1990. So you guys are from the millennial generation. You know so much. You have so much knowledge and you're so intellectual that these things don't have to be spelled out for you. Rather, you guys are loaded with so much information that maybe I have a lot to learn from you guys. So I thought, if there is one thing that I can share with you people, then it is experience. Not advice or anything, it's just my experience in my sporting career. So, that's what I'm going to do to you today. Okay. Okay, looking back, I'm certain that athletics has made me better. A better, more well-rounded person. It certainly gave me the opportunity to mature personally and also the platform to experience both success and failure. Learn from them and accept them both as a part of my life. So sometimes I'm asked for advice, sometimes, okay. They ask me how to be successful. Honestly, there are a million ways to be successful, and I'm nobody to tell you all how to be successful. You guys has to find your own path. There was a time in my sporting career when I completed my 12th and I had to go into college. I was offered a railway job. You know, sports people are offered bank or railways usually. So I was offered a railway job. But I declined it because I wanted to finish my graduation. But it was a very tough decision for me considering my family's financial situation and my aspirations towards sports. But since I managed to get 96% in my 12th, in spite of attending school for only 50 days, and since I happened to get a seat in Indian Engineering College, my mom was very adamant that I had to complete engineering. Now, who can say no to your mom? None of us. So I had to join college. So incidentally, I also had to change my coach. So my new coach, what he did was he made some modifications to my high jump technique, because of which my performance deteriorated. So all through the years, from the age of 8 till 17, I was always getting the gold medal. But now, for almost 6 months, I couldn't win even one gold medal. Everyone wrote me off the sport. I was ridiculed for declining a good railway job. Then, my coach did something very unconventional. He forbid me from doing high jump for 3 months. So every day in those 3 months for 6 hours, I did cardio training, I did strength training, I did everything under the sun except high jump. I was really flabbergasted. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to do high jump, but my coach did not allow me to do. So after the 3 month period, like how the climax of all our Indian movies end, I emerged strong, even stronger than what I was before. I aced every competition, and my South Asian gold medal was there after the 3 month period. So during the 1 year, I did not lose my heart. Rather, got close to the top of my mountain. I managed to remain focused and keep my eyes on the destination. So when I finally got there, I had a sense of peace and parity. Because it is then I realized you don't have to be number one in the world. You have to be number one for yourself. So, what does a mountain climber do? Now they look for next mountain. So now I'm in search of the next mountain to climb. I worked in the IT industry for almost 10 years. I used to come here often to the Sipcot industry also. So I just quit my job last month and I'm back to square one now. My passion for fitness and health and sports has now made me a fitness trainer, a sports coach, and a yoga teacher. Yes, the uncertainty makes me really nervous, but it also excites me a lot. I'm excited about what is in store for me. But you guys are passing out at a time when India is the cynosure of all eyes. The world expects you to be the leaders to solve global problems. What India says, what youngsters say, is heard with attention and seriousness. Unlike me when I was young, you guys have the rare opportunity and extraordinary responsibility of strengthening this newfound respectability. These days, there are so many young entrepreneurs who are making such a difference to the community. How do these happen? These happen because of performance. Unless you translate your aspirations to actions, they don't mean a thing. I want you to remember that performance leads to recognition. Recognition leads to respect, and respect leads to power. So if you want power, if you want to make India a powerful nation, you have to aspire and convert it into meaningful performance. So, I would like to wish all of you, may you find the mountain that is right for you. Give and receive support all along the way. Be patient and persevere through the ups and downs that you will face. And more importantly, learn to enjoy the journey you're about to embark on. So I would like to appreciate everybody who's responsible for today's function, the beautiful comparers, the beautiful people who made such good arrangements, to all the winners, especially the volleyball team, and also to all the teachers who made today's event possible. So play a sport every day, keep fit, and stay healthy. Oh, and let me not forget, please switch off your mobiles once in a while and eat dinner with your family. Okay? So all the very best to one of you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.